Fucking power hour here. Already revenue lost first word of the episode, but oi, we're during the day. This is a mix up. There's only two of us here, but this is a power couple, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah, this is the two that you'd want. Like, I would struggle to see how Matt would lead this.
This what does he improve? Doesn't press buttons and then he sits in there and gives his shit opinion. Like we're good.
Man, he can't even find his computer charger, so I don't really know.
Very, very true. How are you on this fine day, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Brad and I, as you mentioned, are squeezing this in early just because of, life happens around it. So
It's
here
fucking
we are.
it's football week.
And it's fucking football week. And of course, we had to get this done. There's no way we're going to leave you hanging,
No.
knowing that the first matchups are just around the corner.
Yeah,
How are you
Friday
feeling
morning.
leading into week one?
Uh could be
Can
better.
I ask, have you got your days in ready to go? Design, sorry.
Nah,
I always call
nah.
it days in.
I got no days off, but I wake up early anyway, so I'll be able to watch most of the games on the Monday. But yeah, Friday, I'll purely just try to turn the phone on mute because the chat will be going off.
Nice.
Can predict. But yeah, no, feeling could be better, obviously, with my team situation and my players that I've picked. But no, it's all good.
The one man in particular. Let's
Yeah, the
not let's
one
not
man.
step on that just
No, it's all
yet.
good. It's all good.
But on today's episode, if that's what you want to call this, we're going
Yes,
to review a couple of trades because we know the boys have been busy, haven't they?
preseason grind. Everyone loves to tinker, especially when there's 2 weeks of just staring at the same thing. The itch
And I
comes.
I think no better expert to kind of introduce this than you yourself, given that you kicked it off.
Yeah, so I think I've made the first like three sort of team moves off the waiver, and then I was like, yeah, I don't like the look of my receivers. They're all. I think I had three on week 12, and Christian Kirk was the odd man out, and me and Dave, I hooked him up. Funny enough, looking at his team, he had like all of his receivers in the same bye week, so it was kind of just like a little, hey,
A good
you know,
quick synergy, just
yeah,
something you won't miss.
yeah,
You won't be watching Christian Kirk. Like any excuse not to watch the Jags is probably
yeah.
good.
So it was nice little. I think it took about 5 messages between me and Dave. Like it was pretty quick. So yeah, that was something
Great.
nice. Very good.
Great. Let's keep it moving. There's a
I
few
w-
more in here.
yeah, I would elaborate on more of that, but I've already moved on from Rice.
Great.
So
Why stew in your ex?
yeah, exactly. She didn't deserve me.
All right.
And then
What
this
about
one,
this one?
this one fucking came out of nowhere. This was a bomb. Like obviously everyone and their mother knows that Clem loves AJ Brown and the Eagles. Um, look, I don't want to speak too much, and maybe not my bias, but DJ Moore couldn't care at all. Like he had a good year last year. He also scored 40 points in one game, and that was like so much of his
Yeah,
end
if you're
score.
looking at averages, that's what it is, right? It's the
Yeah,
extraneous variable.
yeah. Look, it's a 2-for-1, so you're never really going to lose that deal, and at least he gets an Eagles receiver back who's,
It's
Devontae
also
Smith is,
two very, very playable players. Like
yeah,
I think the economy here for Tom is really strong. And then obviously we're just viewing these trades in isolation, so we don't have a full picture of his team. But like I
yeah.
think that's really good. And I don't know, like I don't want to speak out of school here, but Plum also tried to get DJ Moore done with me after how much I rapped on about him in
Oh
our
yeah,
last couple of pods, but we couldn't get it done just in terms of what he was asking and what
yeah,
I was willing to give up. So I feel like he's done pretty well to get not only his boy, but to also upgrade from Devonta to AJ. Like you're gonna take that, aren't you?
if you're looking at the draft board, he's got a first rounder and he hasn't given up his first or second round or third round pick. So
Yeah.
it's a win. You love
And we
getting the
hate to
best
say
player
that to
deals.
Plam, but yes, very, very much a win.
Yeah.
And I hate this. I mean, like I will never soften on my stance of hating player nicknames.
Yeah, it's fun, nice little niche when we first got on the sleeper, and then yeah, it started off real quick.
Yeah.
Unless something really funny happens, then you nickname him based on that. Then yeah,
Yeah.
I'll kind of stay away.
I'm more of a team name sort of guy. Like I think that's funnier.
That is funny, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What
Now
do you reckon about this one?
this
Huh?
is relatively big, right? Like this is a second round for a first round in terms of ETN. I think kind of slipped a little. Actually, no, he probably went
They were
right about
both
where he was
they were both like
projected, right?
early second round, I think, because Clem had the ninth and he took him, and then Luke had like the seventh, I think. So yeah, early second round,
Yeah, I
big
mean,
boys.
like I think I would prefer Jamar Gibbs, but I guess like it's Detroit, given that it is, despite such a great offense, it is a little bit of a committee with how they go about it, and you never know
100%.
if Demont right
Hmm.
is gonna get the touches that we want Jameer to have, in terms of like Demont is a bit more of a power back and could kind of sneak that red zone touches, whereas Gibbs has that explosiveness that could get you 60 yards off one play.
Yeah.
Um, ETN is just a workhorse, but Jacksonville, again, we kind of touched on that is not an offense. And it's actually just not an offensive line that you can really trust. So run blocking is kind of tough, but we know that he'll get the touches there. So I mean, I'm pretty interested to see how this one plays out. But again, like this is preseason trading. Like I don't think you're not gonna lose sleep over a trade like this.
Every trade's a win. Like every trade in preseasons, I got the better deal. You know,
Yeah,
that's why we do it. Everything's all like promise and hope. Just to touch on what you said there, Jacksonville. I think everyone's kind of sleeping on them. They were like 8-3 to start the year last year, and then
yeah,
injuries happened. Shit just happened. Like they can be a good team. ETN was a top 5 back last year. Obviously, everyone is just in love with the new hotness in Jameer Gibbs and how good the Detroit Lions are. Not saying this
correct.
is a bad move for either player, but I know Clem was not feeling the vibes with Jameer. I think he was nursing a hammy sort of thing throughout the preseason and was just happy to get off him. I know because me and him were talking. I think half an hour before this trade through, and I was like, "Yeah, we'll see how week 1 goes, and then we'll talk." And then, bang, he's already shipped him off. So I was like, "Hey, well done. Can't hate it. Running back for running back. It's a good deal."
Yeah, correct. I think you're very right in that sense as well, because you just kind of want to get it done, and you don't want to do this after week one as a panic trade. Because if you don't trade like really in preseason, like you're not probably getting this done until week three, and then you've probably lost all the value.
Yeah, like if it's your top 3 pick and they have a bad week 1, you're like, no, no, no. I need to see more. Like you're not going to go, oh, one game, fuck him off. You need to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with what you said.
There's not much to talk about here. I think it's just kind of sliding deck chairs a little bit. These are I yeah, I think Brock Bowers and George Pickens. We know that Tick is a big Pittsburgh
Steelers.
guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's gone for the upside of Pickens, probably the clear number one there as well,
Yeah.
with a Russell Wilson fueled offense, whatever
Russell.
that's going to be. Yeah, Pittsburgh, let's ride. And then Brock Bowers is
Dangerous. How many
Brock
jokes are
Bowers
we
has had
throwing here?
like
Huh?
I know.
Unlimited. Let's go.
It's just like the
Yeah. Just standing around. Uh,
Brock Bowers has had like he's a bit of a fantasy darling, and people think that is a good trade. And but the same can be said about Dalton Kincaid. Deontay Johnson, is he going to stay in the park? I don't reckon. Dude's made of paper.
yeah. Brock Bowers is one of those people where you draft, obviously him being a rookie, he's one of those people that would be super bloody fun. You've got him because you're not expecting anything from him. He's a rookie tight end, but then he could have 180 and 2 touchdowns in one game. Like fuck, Brock Bowers, this is the man. What a fucking
Yeah.
what a human being.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's just another one of like, I mean, these are three players that are on, I would say, bad teams.
yeah, I would
And
agree.
one player that's on a really good offensive team. So I don't know. If you're judging by that, then maybe Hayden wins. But
Yeah,
again, like it's a bit stinky.
it's Clem shoring up the edges of his teams, and now he's got good projected starters in all of his positions. So you take that.
Moving through for another foot brush and Clem. Like I
Look,
don't know. I know
what's
that
going on
you're
here, huh? Give me the
close
old
with these
Ryan
guys,
Windhorse.
but
Something happened.
there's something going along in Utah.
Like Clem,
These blokes must live in each other's pockets.
I'm happy to be. I'm often, for Clem's talks anyway, middleman here, sort of. When it's not involved with me, he came to me, messaged me, he goes, "Oi, what do you think about this? Luke's happy with this trade." And I was like, honestly, what the fuck? Send it. Like Nico stonks, Drake London, got to see it first. So just make it happen.
Yes. Yeah,
And
correct.
yeah, I think
And
three
also
seconds after I said that, he went, "Let's do it."
it's pretty funny for Clem to also receive back David Montgomery after
Yeah,
moving on from Jameer Gibbs.
get him
Like,
back.
just like viewing this in days later, just like, oh yeah, maybe the Detroit offense is sexier than I thought.
Mm.
Yeah, for me, this is Clem. Like I like what Clem's done here. Foot brush, like I'd be curious to see what the conversations were here.
I think he really started to panic because this was after he traded for Jameer. He had 3 Lions players.
Yeah.
So I think he was like, I can't have like it. You shouldn't have 3 of any team unless you're carrying like a quarterback and both. I don't know,
Yeah.
but like,
And a tight end and then something
yeah,
else. Yeah.
it's scary having 3 skill position players on the same team. So I do like the fact that he got off him, but yeah, maybe could have got a bit more than Zamir White as the other running
Yes.
back because
Yeah.
that's just running back on a bad team again.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think
Yeah,
more.
this
Oh,
is
and
me.
he's on the move again.
This is me. I like talked to Luke like maybe 3 days after the draft. I was like, "Wait, Demon, what are we talking?" And he just was blinded by the Lions' love. Didn't want
Yeah,
to bar of it. Um, a- Again, somehow Clem obviously got him. We were just talking the trade before, and then literally Clem straight away after that to go, "Wait, don't I know you don't care about the Lions. What's going on?" And it pretty much just got to the point where he just didn't want to have Keenan Allen. So I said, "Here's these two guys. Just give me that." And
that's crazy.
it worked out.
No, I like this for you. I like this for you a lot.
Yeah,
Like
really helps on
Swift,
running backs.
pretty good touches coming. Yeah, but obviously Demont, like that goal line work will be really important.
So
I'm a,
stable.
yeah, I'm also like a big believer in Keenan Allen, and I think I've been like hard knock pilled because I really enjoyed watching him like just rock up in that oversized like long sleeve and just
Fucking baller.
muck about and get all these awesome touches. So
Mm.
yeah, that's cool. And obviously like he was really good last year on the Chargers.
Yeah,
So
super. Look, yeah, I'm not too fast on Keenan Allen. Like at this point on my team, everyone's playing. He's the fourth receiver, so if he gives me anything, that'd be sweet. But yeah, really happy to get the running back in, as I said.
yeah, great.
That might be. I don't know how. Yeah, that's it. That's what we caught
That's
up
it.
on the Mams trades. What's going on in
What's
this wasteland down here? Oh, look, already back to the draft.
oof, not a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, that was a big move. Yeah, we touched on Marty's roster only having one running back. So this is this might have been the time where Sean McVay just announced that Karen was taking punts.
It
So
was, I think it was, this happened a day before, a day or two before. It definitely
okay,
wasn't in line with that announcement. But yeah, I think when we were reviewing Marty's team in the draft analysis, we were like, oh, any danger in getting a running back?
yeah, so he's got a bloody good one to pair with JT. I believe that was his other running back. But
Mm.
look, now that we've had a lot of time to stew on it, and I've listened to a lot of podcasts about it, like Kyron was returning punts last year for a little bit. I'm pretty probably not too worried about it. Like,
It's probably not a demotion. It's more and like I guess given the change, the dynamic kickoff,
yeah,
like extrapolating that, like maybe this will be not be as bad as a thing as we think. But like I think the assumption is you don't want it to punt return because if he's made a paper and if he's got a history of like leg issues,
mm,
you don't want to put him at risk when he could really just be your workhorse. It sounds like the Rams are going to do a bit more committee work as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
So
yeah. Look, I don't hate it though. Like he probably had like 8 receivers. So if you get a running back this good, you take it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, and ultimately, yeah, a first round turn, second round
Yeah,
running back, like for AJ Brown as well. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
let's
And
keep going. It's great to
great
see
move.
Billy picking
Yeah,
up Taysom
great move.
Hill
It's a great move.
for free agent
I've
talk.
heard big things about this. Two QBack league, also very funny.
It won't let me bring this up any bigger, but Robbo gets his man. Obviously, he's not here to talk about it, but
Mm,
moving on from one running back to one running quarterback to another running and throwing quarterback. I think this is a pretty good move for Robbo. Can't be understated how much getting your boys really just helps you get through the monotony of the season. So
mm.
pretty strong. Dougal also, it's like the upside of Jalen Hurts is so big.
And now he's got
Um,
the big
yeah,
stack.
big stack, mega stack. So hopefully that works out for him. Again, like Hurts is pretty safe given that we know that he's going to scramble, he's going to run, and he's
Mm,
got a pretty good receiving core.
mm. Are you worried about like not to get like too off topic, but are you worried about Philly at all based off how they finished last year and just everything that's
The
happened in this
vibe,
offseason? Yeah,
the vibe is awful. Like just for those who don't know, it's like Nick Sirianni is the coach, right?
yeah,
He and Jalen Hurts aren't on speaking terms.
that's not good.
They cannot be in the same room together alone without a mediator. They always say that like losing a Super Bowl or a grand final is the hardest thing for somebody to come back from. So I think we're already seeing it early here at
Yeah,
Philly. But the other reports are that Nick Sirianni doesn't matter at all to the Philadelphia Eagles, and all
fuck,
of the decisions are made by the front office rather than the coach.
bloody
So
hell.
it might be one of these things like I think superstar QB wins out over coach. So we might not be see him crying to many more national anthems on the sidelines.
Yeah, great point. Great point.
Yeah, but I think the vibes are poor, but like winning fixes everything to a point.
Mm.
So I
And
mean
they're
it's
bloody
not
playing in fucking Brazil round one, aren't they? Like
yeah,
that's
it's Sao
oh,
Paulo.
stay away. I would obviously he's a superstar, but I would not expect 30 points out of like that week.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a long term. I mean all
Yeah,
QB trades are, but yeah, I do watches it, so I'm pretty interested to see what his point of view on the vibes over at Philly are, given that he's got the stack.
no, he would have Clem in his ear just saying, "Go birds, go birds, go birds."
Yeah, this one.
There, couldn't have been better timed.
Richo and the boys, we love this.
Yeah, it's good double name chance from Jack there.
Let's keep moving.
I don't know. Oh yeah, this happened the other day.
Now, I was disappointed to see this, and I've voiced this personally with Sean
Yeah, the
that
big
I was
stack.
so excited to see him have arguably the best stack. Maybe Jameer and Demont is
You
also
take this.
up there, but I would take this for the upside, and then like the
This
reliability of Mostert. Like really disappointed to see him move on to this. Also very disappointed that he's
got
moved them
Jonesy.
on to Matt
Yeah, to Matt.
because
Yeah,
we
look.
will now have to hear about it weekly.
Yeah, well, Matt had Mr. Achan last year, and yeah, he played 5 games. So let's hope the same thing
Yeah.
happens to him this year.
Yeah, and he got him from waivers too. The fucking
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. So
Yeah,
he knows what to expect. This
and you did
took
touch
this.
on it there as well. Like Aaron Jones, like I understand Minnesota is a better offense than what he was running with the Packers last year, but he just couldn't stay on the park.
Yeah,
Like, sure, I will never believe an athlete when they say that they feel better than ever. Like, if you're not 19, like you do not feel better
broke
than
my leg
ever.
8 months ago, but now I'm faster. Yeah, okay, Tony Pollard, you were great
Yeah,
last year.
yeah, bullshit.
Uh,
Jimmy Gibbs also heaps of upside, so that's pretty exciting. I think I would have rather the stack, but
mm,
again, pretty safe floor from those two, and getting off a bye week might have been important for Sean,
mm.
but
I know
we
Sean
don't
has
know.
Tyreek as well, so the triple stack
Triple
might have
stack,
could have
yeah,
played a part there.
yeah. This one, obviously, Robert couldn't be here with us today, but very interested to hear how the reports go after round one
Mm.
for the stack here.
This took a couple of days.
Of
That
course, it
a lot of
did.
talking, a lot of talking.
I would love to hear Robert's point of view because I would love to know if he wanted the stack or if he settled for the stack. But at the same time, I feel like he's gotten more value than he's given away. Just given that Jones factor for me is just is like the clincher of
Yeah, it's
like
just
I
he's off your board. Let's just say it, he's off your
yeah,
board.
he's just off my board. I wouldn't touch him. Like I was so excited to have him. Him and his hairline could go get fucked.
There in his 13th round, you still wouldn't take
uh no, yeah, yes.
it. Yeah,
But
just don't
yes, I
want to deal
wouldn't
with
take
it.
him. Yeah, I don't want to deal with him.
Don't want to deal with it. I think
Yeah.
that sums it up, doesn't it? Yeah, the rest are just roster moves. Yeah,
Just
deal
Russell Moose.
deal with that later.
Let let's jump straight into the Flash Division sort of preview, and we're
Look at
gonna
this,
try and fly
5
through
mashups.
these.
How good's this?
It's nice. It's some good synergies between the two.
Mm.
Starting with Marty and Staff. So a fresh face in here, Staff, if you're watching these,
Droffer.
or Droffer as we prefer you to be called.
Yes.
I can't wait to never meet you. This is an
Which is such a
ongoing
shame.
thing.
He's such a good man. The league would love him, I
I
feel.
refuse to believe it. Great. What are you seeing coming in here
Yeah,
based
look,
off this?
a lot healthier having the two running backs on Marty's side. Can we just have a look at his team? Because if Stefan Diggs can't be his best receiver, well, as we touched on Drake London, we've got to see it first. Oh boy, maybe he gave up too much giving away AJ Brown. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
maybe he
lot of
could.
maybes on here. This is a real boom or bust team.
Oh, yeah. Look, Marty could, by the season end, be averaging 120 points a week or 90.
Correct.
Um,
Correct. Also, like, yeah, there's a lot of like wide receiver threes here, being Steph Diggs, Keenan Allen. I mean,
neighbors
Olava's,
maybe like he's
yeah,
got Daniel
neighbors.
Jones. Uh,
Yeah,
League neighbors right
Hollywood
now
Brown
reminds me of
even.
Garrett Wilson the last 2 years. Like he's a gun, but
Can they get it to him?
can they get it to him?
Yeah, it's half the battle. But then, yeah, on Droffer's Stafford's infection, um, superstar QB. Hopefully, that'll relate a little bit more this year. Again, like probably something that we'll touch on next week is the impact and the scoring change to the QBs. Pretty safe floors in both his RBs. And then CD Lamb now with a
Stonks.
contract. Stonks, Cooper Cup, who I have backed in big this year.
Stonks.
Kittle, pretty reliable on
Just
that sort of
then it just
ticker
is what it
tape.
is in the flex.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Going with a safe floor with Zamir White as well. So um, for me, it's I have to write these down. I forgot about this. For me, it's going to be Staff. I reckon Droffer,
Yeah, I
big
would
Droff
agree.
man.
I would agree.
So that's 2 drafts. Going to Riz. Do you want to take this away while I kind of bring my sheets up?
How much depth talk do you want here? Like how long do you want me to go on with this? Because I can give you a quick answer or a
Give
thought out
me
one.
2 minutes so I can set up the spreadsheet. If you could fill.
2 minutes. Look, Riz, a lot of scrutiny with the number one pick. McCaffrey can't go wrong there. But then, he took a tight end third pick in, what's his name, McBride, and then took a better one 2 picks later in Laporta. Who does he have them both starting? That'd be the good thing. Is he
Let's have
going
a
big
look.
balls and started them both? He hasn't even done that. So Riz, come on, mate. You picked him third. Show some faith in the man. All right, start him. I want to see you start him. Um, I don't think they've got it. Oh, they're playing Buffalo, but I think they're at home, Arizona. So yeah, just start him. Kyler's back. I want to see it. Yeah, I really like McCaffrey now that like the reports have come out. Yeah, he's all good. He's definitely playing. He'll be fine. Ayuk looks a whole lot better now. The high floor of Pittman. Gus Edwards could, have 10 carries but have 3 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
it's a very high floor side, especially with Dak having CD again as well. It's good. It's good
Also,
in this
Najee
matchup.
having the run of that otherwise shared backfield now that Jalen Warren we know definitely won't play round one.
Yes.
And then I think
Oh,
it's
is
what
it?
like
I and just check on him because I thought I heard
no, it's like Cordell Patterson is what playing as well. I don't think he's playing. I'm
oh,
pretty
he
sure he's
doesn't
already
have.
been
I
ruled
thought he had
out.
Jalen Warren. Sorry, he doesn't.
No.
Yeah, you think even if Jalen Warren does play, it's very little. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Kelly's team, the Eagles. Kyle Murray, I just spoke about how good he is, so I'm happy with that. Look, if James Cook's your RB too, you'd be pretty happy, especially with how they've got like no receivers that have got any sort of connection or proven ability in the league. Um,
Don't they say that only one receiver on the Buffalo Bills has caught a pass from Josh Allen?
there you
And it's
go.
like, is it like Rashid
Shakir
Shaheed or
or something
something?
like that.
Yeah, that's Rashid Shaheed plays for the
The
Saints, I
Saints,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so
Khalil
James Cook, you
Shakir.
got to
Yeah.
have that. Devonta Adams, I guess he'll have 15 targets a game, so take that with what you will. Zay
Playing
Flowers,
Kamara
look,
in your flex is really fun.
yeah, that's good. Like he actually wasn't that bad last year. Like obviously
No.
Derek Carr stinks, so Kamara just got like 8 targets a game, which is always fun for a running back. Um, Look, it looks better now that it's in the starting lineup as opposed to what it did on the draft board. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with this. Yeah, I like McCaffrey way too much. I had him last year. He can literally carry your side when everyone else scores 10 or less. So yeah, I'm tipping News
Yeah, I've got Riz in this as well. I think the McCaffrey factor will be really fun, especially given that it's going to be on the Tuesday.
at
So he'll be made to sweat it out until then.
home.
But I think I'm really excited to see where Kelly's kind of like Eagles stack goes in terms of those triples. And then Kyler, like really excited to watch Kyler this year. I think that
Yeah,
offense is going to be really good.
yeah, I'm up on Carlo. Look, is this the year? Like, obviously, a lot of talk with Bill last year. We rated him pretty highly after draft, and he absolutely stunk it up. He's going up against the coward. Do we know if this is a winning or losing week for the coward? Like he was off on last year. How do we start? That's going to set up his whole season.
Man, it's that Devin Singletary in the second RB spot
It's
really scares
awful.
me.
It's awful.
But I think that's at a necessity. Like, I don't know.
I'd
I'll
go
probably
forward.
play Ford, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I'd go
maybe
forward.
we also,
Start
disclaimer
sit
here is
advice.
it's also Wednesday midday here. So there's
My
obviously plenty
dudes.
of time to change. Um, change matchups here. I
Mm.
think Dougal's team looks really, really good. Like, given
Yeah.
that T Higgins factor, we won't speak on it until we get to your team,
No,
but
no, we can
he,
touch. Like, regardless of what happens, they're playing New England, so he's probably gonna have a good role anyway. Like,
yeah,
they're
correct.
gonna probably bottom three team this year, you'd think. So at home,
Yeah.
season opener, T Higgins is a good play no matter what.
And then on the other side of the coin, we've got Mahomes,
Love.
the superstar that he is, with Derrick Henry running against him as well, which is going to be really fun. Like I
Mm.
think that
Yeah, the
offense.
game would be good.
I was reading. This is like so deep into it, but I was reading stats about the offense setup that he had at the Titans was obviously all under center, was where he's getting his handoffs from. And Baltimore runs a shotgun offense because they've got Lamar. They need that like triple threat. He's only taken something like 40 runs from a
40
handoff
runs
from the
total.
shotgun in his whole career.
Sheesh.
They're confident that he can do it, and obviously, like he's 6'6" and 300 pounds,
He's the
and he can
man.
run a 4.6 or something like that. So I think he's going to be okay. But
Mm.
yeah, I'm really excited to see him on this offense.
Yeah, well, we'll know pretty quick because that'll be the whole game plan. So he either has it or he doesn't, and we'll find out week 1, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Who do you have for this matchup? I think
Y-
this is going to be one of the better ones.
Yeah, this is looking up a good matchup on paper. I'm really high on Jefferson. I don't know what pick Billy had, but if it was in the top 5, um, it's just a great pick. Like, doesn't
Mm.
matter. We saw last year anybody thrown to him, they're going to pick to him. Especially with I think what is Addison not playing the first couple, like I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
think
if
he's
he's the
played.
guy that got suspended, I feel like that was a 3 to 4 week suspension from
Yeah,
memory.
so
Yeah,
Jefferson, no Hawkinson, or I think he's coming off ACL as well, so he should have
correct.
like easily. You could if he had 18 targets, you'd be like, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, Sam
Um,
Darnold got to throw to someone.
yeah. Debo, we know he's a boy. I really like Billy's team. I think I'm taking him here, and he's big balls in it with Taysom in this in the tight end, so that could be massive.
Yeah, we do love that. I think Taysom Hill is one of the fun things about fantasy.
Yeah,
He's like the one like cheat code. And when it's big, it's big. When it's not, it's pretty funny.
he's going to
Uh,
have 3 receptions, 4 rushes, 2 passes, and 5 touchdowns total. Like, what the fuck happened?
Christmas Day,
Yeah.
Taysom Hill.
He's
I'm gonna take Dougal in this one.
oh, here we go.
I just want to see it from Bill. I know it's very early to say this, but
Yeah.
yeah, as he kind of touched on, we were very high on him last year.
All
And we
history
thought
of
that it
Billy
needed
in
to
the early
be.
rounds is negative.
Now we've got a great friend, if we call him that, Robbo, taking
I was
on
going to say Jack.
our great dancing friend in Jack. Obviously, the big note here is Jamar Chase. Like, is he going to play?
Back
What's
him
that
in.
going to look like? Yeah, are you confident that that's what's going to happen?
I'm more confident than not. Like, I'm over 50%. I'd be in the 70s. Like, same thing happened with I don't know if it's to the extent that I can remember off the top of my head, but Justin Jefferson was doing the same sort of thing last year. Obviously, he started playing. It's 2 years out. Got to have some sort of mind to think, oh, this isn't probably a good idea to sit out now. But they're American. I have no idea what's going on in his head. They obviously just want the security of the contract. He's obviously going to get it, just whether it's this week, next week, or next year. But I still think he's going to play. Obviously, I have him, so I'd want him to play. But on Jack's team, he looks rather good. We did take the same 2 first players, so even if he doesn't have Jamar, Garrett Wilson should still be able to offer him a solid receiver score. And then he looks pretty solid. Like he's taken,
This is a solid team.
yeah,
Hey,
he's taken the ones or people on good offenses, like Terry McLaurin, clear one with them trading out another receiver there. So should get the most of their receiving work, and then yeah, just really solid players. I like Jack's team.
now again, we don't know if these are set, but Chuba Hubbard over Raheem Mostert. What do you reckon?
And I think that's just be looking at the guy who's he's going to get what 80% of the touches for his team.
Correct. But
Um,
Carolina, that's another do not draft list for
yeah,
me.
I
Just
think
running that Carolina
just avoid
offense.
it. No, but what until their rookie that they drafted, can come back even after that, like he's coming off an ACL. It's normally like 2 years for that before they're really back to what they were. And he was all right last year. I think he was like I don't know top 25 or something when he was playing
Yeah.
the starter. So
I
like
mean, also there's 32 teams, so you hope that your
no,
number
but
one
like
RB.
yeah. Well, that's like if he gives you anything above, I'd say like 8 points, you'd be happy with it.
Correct.
So
Um, for me, I think I really like the look of Jack's boys, but until we know Jamar Chase's playing status, I've got to go Robbo.
Yeah, I'm going to lean into Jack's team. We got three of the same players, so I'm expecting a big week.
We love this. We love a bit of difference. And then we've got
Parity.
our last matchup for the round being big
Hey,
sweepers,
hey,
Bootsy.
Zave. That's how you do a Lamar Jackson team name, by the way.
I did like Lamara Kamara fucking
It's too
diorama
many
or
still
whatever it was.
diorama.
that, that would have been better,
Panorama.
actually. I don't think it was that.
It was a Dragon Ball Z reference. It was there, but it was just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean, very nervous man. Obviously, there was a whole lot of, you know what he's like. Not to talk about other things, but you know what he's like in NBA fantasy. He's sending shit out all the time, and
Yeah.
with this,
He is no joke the
he's the
trades
puppeteer.
master.
He's the puppeteer. He's always
Yeah.
pulling strings.
He's
With this,
tinkering. He loves to tinker.
he was very nervous just because he doesn't have the knowledge yet. Like he didn't want to move up many of his big guys, which he hasn't. He's still got Lamar. He loves Kelsey, obviously. Still got Tyreek, but yeah, he's made a couple moves. Liking where he's at now. Obviously the sleep app likes it, which he keeps telling me. I predicted 109. What a team! This is the best team. Yeah,
Cute.
it's good. I'm glad you're happy, mate. Welcome to the
Yeah.
league. Um,
Yeah.
look,
Fuck, it's a pretty sick looking team though.
it is. I like it. He did very well. I know Robbo will tell you he helped him, so that's good. Um, who's this? Sweepers, yeah. Look, came in late, Wheelsy. Some of the players are very questionable, but yeah, the top end could be enough to carry him over. Brees could be the second coming of Jesus Christ this year. So
Yeah, it depends which ranking you read. Some have him one overall, some have him at
like
like
back of the
12.
first, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
For me, I think the upside, and the upside of Sean's team right now is just so strong. I think like you kind of touched on at that top, in this window here, I would take this team. And then if you scroll even further, like matchup to matchup, like Kelsey over
that's a
Ingram,
big two.
yeah, Collins versus Tank Dell. I
That's a
think
good one.
again the Houston offense is going to be a big story throughout this whole year.
Yeah.
Last year they were a really good fantasy scoring team.
Mhm.
There's no reason why that would change. I think like their coaching staff has stayed the same, and all they've done is add Steph Diggs, of course, which is huge, and then a change in running back with Joe Mixon coming in for
Yeah.
Dev Singletary. It could really be won and lost here, depending on who gets that end zone sort of touches. But for me, it's going to be Sean this round.
Yeah. I think the question is, do you believe in the power of friendship, Josh? Because we know Tank Dell's, CJ Stroud's favorite boy. Um,
I do
but
believe in the power of friendship. I'm a
yeah,
big Knicks fan.
yeah, Captain. Um, I'm very worried about Puka. The knee, look, he's an elite athlete. They got all this medical, whatever. It's still bothering for a receiver to have sore knees coming in preseason. So yeah, I'm going to tip in Sean too.
It's two for Strapper. Just to bring in the tips, just to have a look quickly. Um, we've both gone Druffer, Riz. The difference in I've backed in Dougal, you've backed in Billy, and then I've backed in Robbo, where you've backed in Jack.
Yeah.
Let's switch on over to the main league.
Oh, the boys won't be happy with that.
And let's work our way from the bottom up,
Yeah, sounds good.
starting with Zach's.
Yeah, Jack. Um, how good is Josh Jacobs looking out with all this shit that's happened to their backfield?
Yeah.
It's looking like a good pick, especially early on.
How's this stuff at him coming out in the press saying that Kansas City wanted him, but he didn't want to go there? Like, maybe he's not as smart as he looks.
Yeah, well done, man. Your morals are rock solid. Yeah, you did good.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to go to a winning team. Like,
Like
why?
this is no one's afraid to admit that's the benchmark in terms of American football, and like
Yeah.
no one's respecting you. Like, well done.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to play with the best player in the world. Like,
Hey, I'm good at my job. He's gonna make it easier. Let's.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Pride before the fall.
yeah,
But these are some big names like on this screen alone. We could probably wipe ATN and Jacobs. I think that's pretty like for like. Kamara and Walker again. Kamara is so strong if he can start the season strong
good
as
matchup too.
well. And then Jefferson and Hill is so exciting for this to be a round one matchup.
I'd cross that off too.
Yeah. And then Puka, as you kind of touched on, like he's dealing with some knee issues. Kind of, I don't want to call him day to day, but he'll probably play. I think.
Yeah, he should play. I'm just worried.
Yeah. Um, Pitts and McBride, whatever. Who cares? And then again, like I think all of this is like a wash. These are like some of the best players. The best two kickers in fantasy, unfortunately. Swift and Pollard, pretty like for like. And then the main touch point here is it Boom Buster Rasheed Rice versus, a safe floor and Ramondre Stevenson on a bad offense.
Yeah, I'll take the guy who's getting passes from Mahomes in that one. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, as you said, it's pretty like a washy-washy sort of matchup. Like you can flip a coin and you know,
It's
um,
gonna be sad when we like look at this next weekend. The defense was the difference.
yeah. Yeah. Can you just scroll back down a bit? I just wanted to.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, where do you sit on Pitts this year? You were an early investor. I don't know if you had him
I
his
got him in
rookie
his one
year.
good year. I'm pretty
Yeah, so
sure I
I
had
know
him in his rookie year.
you've had the best of him so far. Where you sitting on him this year?
I really do think that the Falcons will be better this year. Um, well, I mean, they can't be that much worse. And I do still think that like Pitts is what 25. I feel like he has
24.
upside 24. Wow, there is still so much upside. I do believe that it'll happen. Like especially now that they've gotten rid of that Arthur Smith run
Yeah,
team, a bit of fresh blood. Like people know he's an athlete. He's big and strong. Only a few injuries, if I can remember correctly. Like I
yeah, his knee was
wouldn't want him
fucked.
on my team, but like he's too good to be on waivers. So if I'm looking across at Trey McBride, who's a little bit more unproven,
Yeah,
like I think I'd be taking Pitts.
yeah. Pitts is like the guy where you'd rather be wrong and not have him than wrong and like you do have him. Obviously, like you'd rather be
Yeah,
good and you don't have him than bad and you thought he was going to be good.
yeah.
Um,
So where does that sit you with the tip?
Look, I'm just staying away. I think this Philly Green Bay game is going to be an absolute like carnage, just like 9-11 sort of thing, like 9-12, like just field goals. I'm staying away from that, and that's going to be enough to sway me over to Zave.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was hearing that and I was like, oh, that means Josh Jacobs, but obviously Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Um, I think I am going to take Zave as well. I think that's yeah, you'd rather get the running back touches, on foreign soil.
yeah. Well, just
Um,
because like the QBs can suffer so much of your points, like if he has a stinker, it's not going to hurt as much as if Jacobs has a stinker. I mean,
yeah,
it is going to hurt more than if Jacobs has a stinker. Yeah.
awesome. Cool. Uh I just did that as if that's how I end all of my Zoom calls. I was just like the
Awesome.
hype is cool.
We've all got
Yes, we have
habits.
heaps more to cover. Anyway,
Yeah, we've all got habits.
Pat versus the call me Pat because I'm going back to back. I don't. What does
It's.
that mean?
I think he's talking about Pat Mahomes. Back to back.
Ah, I thought he meant Pat Wall, and I was like, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, that'd be weird. That'd be bad. Like back to back, what?
Yeah.
JT commish or look, this is the second time we've seen JT and Karen on the same team, so it's good having a nice healthy running back stack to start off your team. We talked about Kyler. We're both in. Um, Receivers on Pat's team very very questionable, despite the obvious like cues there. They're also questionable in how good they'll be
So
this
what's
year.
going on with Waddle? Why is he?
He's just had like, yeah, he's been injured, so to say, and they
Sometimes.
haven't said what it is, but they're back at practice now. But it's the week
Yeah,
of,
practice in non-contact jersey.
yeah, it's the week of the football season, and you're just getting back to practice. It's again a wait and see how it's going to play out, sort of thing. Um, we were I don't know what the word is. We were like reprimanding Kirby for his three 49ers plays. The shining light was if IU got traded, but he's there again. Obviously, they were all good last year, but you never know which games they're all going to be good in.
Correct.
It's very, very rare that all three will give you a very happy week. So, that's
Do you
that's the
think
boom bust of the curve, I
Kobe's
think.
team suffers from a bit of lack of depth?
Well, that happens at the number one pick. You got 19 picks before your next pick after you to get two in a row. So,
Yeah. Because just looking at Flex 2 with Keon Coleman, like sure he's a rookie and he's playing with Josh Allen, just feels a little bit weaker than maybe what could be
sure.
out there on the board.
For sure, absolutely. That's just, that's what happens when you get the number one pick. You get the best talent, but the depth's going to be thinner.
And I'd be curious to know how much taking Zeke Elliott as one of your boys hurts him from this point of view. Because, like, it's already coming out that Rico Dowdle will be the guy there. And, like,
Involved.
Zeke is talking about how his body can't handle it the way that he used to. Like,
Yeah,
he might not even see out the whole season.
he's taking days off just because he's old.
Yeah.
And they signed
Um,
Double Cook as well, I believe, didn't they?
they did. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
so
visited
I
earlier this
wouldn't. I
week.
would just want to stay away. It'd be like last year, like they're going to pass 40 times a game.
Yeah.
Um, I just want to. I'd stay away from their running backs. Yeah, it's
I
hard
think for
to.
me, I might lead you on this one. I'm gonna back in Pat. I just think that the New York Jets defense is actually pretty strong as well. We know that Sauce Gardner and the like will be playing that corner pretty strongly. So that might limit some of the passing options if Ayuk is the number one. Also, not having any preseason is pretty tough as well. It might take a little bit of time to warm up. Richo as well coming in. Houston defense is also really strong. First game back in however many might be a bit of rust to kind of shake off. So um, yeah, I'm gonna go with Pat on this one.
Yeah. So I don't know if you would have heard this stat in the. I think we share a few podcasts. So since high school, Anthony Richardson has played enough games for one full NFL season. That's fucking wild. Like obviously the raw talent is there. He's a superstar. In terms of potential, like everything athletically you could ever want, he has it.
Yeah. He's
Um,
big, he's strong, he can run,
he's
he can
fast.
throw.
He can jog.
He also this past summer went under to get like a full back piece done by like four simultaneous tattoo artists, which I don't know, like that is terrifying to me. Like, I'm an illustrated man myself, but you don't need to put me under for it.
Yeah, obviously, um, the sky's the limit for him, but he also could very easily bottom out. I think Kobe's team. It's a boom or bust team. He could have 150 or he could have 62 and be left
And you're
like
not just saying that because you see Mike Evans in his receiving core, do you?
Mike Evans is probably one of the safest picks on his team. Like he's number one.
Yeah.
He's gonna have 1,000 yards every year.
With a consistent QB as well. Like we know
Yeah,
what Baker is.
yeah. Look, T Higgins. We touched on the other one. Good game no matter what.
Did
Obviously, it'd
you
be
see
way
that
better.
video of T Higgins doing like a response to like a TikTok and somebody had asked him, T, I like this girl, like how should I make her like me? And he was like, she dog, just buy my jersey and wear it to school.
Oh boy,
He's so
why are you
handsome, I
asking
believed it.
questions like this?
He's so handsome, I believed
Yeah, no, go damn. He's true. It's true.
it.
Um, for so you went
I've gone
fucking
Pat.
you went Pat. Look, same reason I tipped in the other leg. I'll tip in McCaffrey for a big game, and I'll back Kobe here.
Let's go. Moving in, we've got Hayden and Tick, who obviously had been talking throughout the offseason. A few trade happened here, right? I'm not making this up.
Yeah, Ticks. Yeah, they traded with each other, which
Yeah,
again
Bowers
is
Kincaid.
wild. That the first trade you're going to make is going to be with the bloke you're playing. I'd hate to see Kincaid pop off now. Like that'd be, you just wouldn't do it.
You just need a short memory with this stuff.
Yeah,
And it looks like
still
Tick
hasn't got his kicker.
Hayden hasn't even set his team properly,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
he'll pick
Um,
somebody obviously playing on the Monday. But his team is really strong. As
yeah,
much as it pains me, and I said to him in the chat, like, well, I don't know if it was in this chat or I messaged him. It's set up for him now. Like he's got elite players, hopefully with Kincaid in every position. Like number one quarterback, Bijan could
yeah.
be man, AJ Brown.
He's really got like four first and second round picks, right? Like
Yeah,
Josh Allen, Bijan,
Derek and
Derrick
AJ. Yeah,
Henry, AJ Brown, and
yeah,
then
like
Steph Diggs is like fourth round.
yeah,
Like,
he's set up. You know, if an injury happens, that'd be probably the only way you'd look at it, like just in preseason based on like these guys are all in good teams and should play good. You know, it's really strong. I put it on him like this is his now. Like it's all set up for you, mate. This is got to be the year you get it. Like he came second last year and he's just come back with a vengeance. we know how much he loves his team come draft night, and he's just made it better. Like he's on 100. Like not that we don't put everything into projections, but
He's
101,
on
and he's
101 before
without the
picking a
kicker.
kicker. Yeah.
So the team, the app likes him. His team, app doesn't like him. That's for sure. Um,
Yeah, and I just like the thing on the right side of the ledger. I like the tick, despite what I said in the chat earlier. I like that
healthy stack.
he's stacked Dak and CD Lamb. Like that's great. That's a really good one. Obviously, CD coming off a short preseason. For some reason, I'd like believe it more from him that he's just a natural athlete and
Yeah,
that
it's
he
not
can
going to
just
matter.
turn it on. Like
He's the man.
somebody who's worries that. Have you seen all of the talk about Pacheco online? Like there are some nasty rumors that he is out at KC, and
Really?
people do not like Pacheco. I've heard like, and again, like all of this is hearsay, and I just saw it on the internet. But forgive me, I am the online culture expert, and I'm
It's
terminally
true.
online.
It's true.
Um, yeah, they were saying there was a tweet that I saw from like it's an NFL source that I read a while that was like Pacheco could actually be cut from the 53 man
Well,
squad.
well, that's not going to happen.
I mean,
Nah.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would just blow up the whole your whole season. But nah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried. Like, even when they signed, what's his name, P Ryan, like
Yeah. And
not
like
worried
Clyde
at all.
Edwards-Helaire is like on the long-term injury on the PUP list for
Yeah,
whatever
which I
reason
think
as
is
well.
why that led to the P Ryan signing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not worried at all. I think he'll have a great year. So
I
very
think
healthy. The top four players of Tim's list.
yeah, and even James Cook as well. I think I need to see it from Tick, so for that reason I'm going to go with Hayden this round.
Yep, and I think you've taken the position of Matt. Give Clem the Moz that Matt loves to. I'll back Timmy just based on CD Lamb still has runs freely in Clem's head with nightmares you're giving him in the championship round. So I'm going to tip him to do it again.
Bad. Now moving into your matchup, we've got you versus Tom.
Yes.
Is there a take me through it? What are you thinking? Does Jamar Chase play? If he doesn't, does that hamper Joe Burrow? Is it just T Higgins season? What are we talking?
Yeah, obviously, if Jamar Chase is playing, Joe Burrow is going to have a better game than if he wasn't. So, look, I'd love for him to catch like 3 touchdowns. It's going to do more for me than it would for Joe Burrow. Yeah, as I
Have
said,
we had a situation like this? Like obviously there was what three high profile receivers holding out this year. I mean, if you looping Ayuk in there with Jamar
yeah,
Chase and CeeDee Lamb,
yeah.
has there been a situation like this where people have held out into week one, like in terms of receiving in like recent years? Because I can't remember it.
I don't know if it was your first year in league or one of the years before. Number two pick random in like Todd Gurley was playing was Le'Veon Bell,
Yep.
and he sat out the whole year. Didn't
Damn.
play at all. Didn't play at all. Actually, I think the way I set up the rules, because I was running, I said Todd Gurley, he was like the McCaffrey, like clear number one.
Yeah.
I said you can take him number one, but you got to have 3 shots. And I believe it was Jason Stevenson. He was like, "No, fuck that. Just give me Lev Bell," and then fucked him. Like, just didn't play a single snap. So yeah,
I'm
obviously
really
that's
glad that
the
we
worst
moved away
case.
from those draft rules. Like I remember that Tom once had to do a nudie run to
Yeah,
get like
Tom did.
Gronk or something.
Yeah, Tom did. I think Robbo did as well at the Mitchum house. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, we're a bit more sophisticated, but we're all in our mid to young 20s there. Alcohol was friendly still.
Yes.
Um,
How you feeling about Jaden Daniels going into that first round?
yeah, fuck. This is Anthony Richardson of last year. Like, better passer, and he can run the skin off. So,
And he'll
um,
also have the keys, right? Like all he's got is he's got Terry McLaurin and like nothing else. Just like
yeah,
let him cook, let him do
let him
whatever he needs to.
do whatever he needs. Like, his coach or his offensive coordinator was there for Kyler during his rookie year, so he knows. You would think he would know how to use a running quarterback. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about him. If he's good, to win. If he's crap, there's plenty of quarterbacks on the waiver list. Just
Yeah, the
purely
running
going
upside is
upside.
just so strong.
Purely going upside. If Jamar doesn't play, I'd probably start like I'd go balls up and chuck J.K. Dobbins in there. Just literally go for the upside play, hoping that he gets a couple.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think I'm in a pretty healthy spot with my receivers.
Sitting on
outside
two
of Jamar as
defenses
well.
is nice. Okay. Just
Yeah, obviously that wouldn't be the plan when the Jets aren't playing San Francisco, but it's they're playing
yeah, I
Cincinnati's
get it.
playing New England. It's a layup.
Yeah,
I'll be
correct.
rid of that after this week. But yeah, look, Tom's team made a trade to get rid of AJ Brown. Could say it helped me in that sense as well for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm be a fool if I wasn't confident in my own team week one. Like everyone's team is the best in their own eyes, and yeah, I'm just happy to or excited to get the season started with a W. I think
There's some really good names on Tom's side that I kind of lean towards, like Joe Burrow. Like really excited to see what he does this year. I know I've been talking a lot on this podcast about the fact he can't throw 3 days in a row, but it'll be really interesting to see. And like a really big fan of his. Saquon Barkley I had last year, in a better position now as well.
for sure.
Moving into Philly, so I think that will be really good. And then what we touched on and like some of the other matchups, given that that's an away game overseas, like maybe it is better to have a running back for that.
Yeah,
Um, Najee Harris, whatever. DJ Moore, I'm really high on, and I know that you're not. Olave, I had him last year. Just I don't know what that Saints situation is like. Probably
yeah.
not one you really want to
Miss
rely
me with
on.
that.
Yeah. Kelsey again, like is he gonna be on ice this year or is he did you see another online
Yeah,
corner?
just save him for the playoffs. Soon we need him.
Did you see the NFL posted a video today? But like the NFL is back this week, and it was like a highlights package of obviously all their all stars, and people have ran the numbers on X or Twitter. And in that video, they featured Lamar Jackson once, the league MVP, and they featured Taylor Swift 5 times.
Oh God.
No Joe
Oh, just
Burrow, no
push. What gets his money? Push it.
yeah. Yeah,
Pretty
so
singing woman.
pretty interested to see where Kelsey kind of lands this year. And I thought it was really interesting on draft night, given that, he was my round one pick, I think, last year, or
Yeah,
maybe,
100%. He's been your round one
yeah.
pick like last 3 years. I swear.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, super excited to see how Tom goes with that. I really like the look of his team. I'm gonna back him in against you this week.
Give me my tight end though.
Where you got
Wheels
Kelsey
up.
versus Laporta. Yeah.
Wheels up. In a dome, Jared Goff. Let's go.
Yeah. All year dome Jared Goff as
Yeah.
well. And lastly, we've got my matchup with Footbrush again. Like we've talked about him a lot already, given that he was pretty active in the trade scene in preseason, and now he goes in with a team that I think line by line looks a little bit more undercooked than mine. Mahomes and Jackson, like let's just watch that. Like that'll probably just be how many times Mahomes receivers can catch the ball.
Yeah.
Hopefully more this year than last year.
Yeah.
Brees Hall and Jimmy Gibbs, like that could also be another wash. But I
You give
think
it to Breeze.
I would love to give it to Brees, but that San Fran defense. I mean, the Rams defense is pretty strong as well from memory. So
No Donald though.
um, it'll be very much no Donald.
Mm.
Very much a touchdown sort of situation. I do like James Conner. First time having him. Debo could be. I'm trying not to say could be anything because I used to lean on that a lot in these podcasts, but I reckon Devo is probably the epitome of this guy could be anything. He could be a running back. He could be a wide receiver. I don't know if
Could be good. Could be bad.
I don't know if he's ever thrown the ball, but yeah, hey, if Brock can do it, maybe Devo can too. So line by line, I'm kind of backing myself in here. The only thing that I look at that scares me is probably Mahomes and Gibbs, and obviously St. Brown, which is kind of hiding a little bit further down here as well.
Yeah, because they got the Monday night game, so just pushed him down.
Tell me what you see. Any big
I
call outs?
I just completely forgot you got the Baltimore stack, which is huge. But I'm still like his. What's the updates on Marks? I know he got in that car crash, and there kind of just hasn't been any news on him. Like, is
So
he
he's
is he
back
gonna be good?
training. So the update is like he's back training, not on the injury report.
Okay.
Yeah, for a bit of background, he was in a car accident. They said there was not a scratch on him, but then he spent like a week out of training.
Mm.
No actual report if he was injured at all in the car accident. Like not a scratch on him. The Baltimore coach has a history of being very vague with injury reports. So not a scratch on him might meant that he had internal bleeding because there was not a scratch on the outside,
Yeah,
but
correct.
who knows? Yeah, I'm interested to see where this one lands. I think tight end this year is there's like
It's a
7 guys
Yeah,
is
bit deeper.
what they're saying. So hopefully Mark ends up being one of those. everyone's really high on Evan Ingram. He finished really high towards the end of last year as well. And that Jacksonville offense, it's obvious that Trevor Lawrence actually trusts him. I've got to back myself in though, so I think that's where I kind of land on this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Mark Andrews, yeah, that's a difference maker. I had him last year till he like obviously got hurt, and yeah, loved having him. He's definitely the man for Lamar. Anytime they get near the chance of scoring points, and he's throwing. Um, and I just think around like obviously we know the top end players can just cancel each other out, but around the numbers there, I think you've got him covered here. So just in my bias is not really, as we've talked about, not really having too much interest in Drake London until we see it for a couple weeks, and then Malik Neighbors. Like, I just don't want to rely. Like, if Malik Neighbors was the Monday night game, so Tuesday, and you're down, I don't know, 9 points, I'm like, he's not going to get that. Daniel
Yeah,
Jones, like, he's not going to get that.
yeah,
He's not
yeah.
the one
They
I'd
just
want.
might not have enough offense in them. Really,
Yeah,
they just
like
might not have the ball enough.
he could get 150 targets, but I don't think Jonesy's thrown for more than 14 or 15 touchdowns in a whole year. So
Yeah,
I just don't want to be attached to it. I don't want to worry on Daniel Jones, you know.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I like the top end of your team a little bit more than Lukey's after he's made X amount of moves. I would have rather he'd still have three Detroit players. They would have looked better in my eyes. So yeah,
correct.
I'm gonna take you, Joshy.
Correct. That rounds us out for tipping this week. And so just to flash that on screen, we've both gone Zave. You've taken Kobe, I've taken Pat, and then I've taken Hayden, you've taken Tick.
Bit more
I've also
split.
taken Tom, so heaps more split in this one. But it's been a pleasure doing this. It's a very exciting, probably the most exciting time is in the lead up to because like I
It's all
often
potential.
say, this could be anything, right?
Yeah,
It's all potential.
everyone's gonna be good. Everyone's like having 150 points week one. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and there's potential that Jamar Chase might actually play, but
Yeah, there
we
is
won't
actually. Yeah,
actually know. Is there any? There's no news, right?
fuck.
Like it's just that he
I'm checking it.
doesn't have a
I wake up
contract.
like around about 5 o'clock every day. I check it first thing,
Fuck man.
so
Oh,
it's stressful.
pick
But
six, right? That's what that was.
five,
Pick five. Fuck man.
five. Like we said it on last week's podcast. I talked to you about it, how much I wanted him.
And you got
It's
him.
just unpre. Like when is the last time you don't hear about this shit happening? He's played
No.
3 years. He's got 2 years left. What are you doing? What are you
2 years.
doing? This
Mate,
is
you see
just
your boys get paid, you want to get paid too.
yeah.
That's how it works.
It's capital diva shit, you know. But look, I'm still tipping that he plays. As I said, Justin Jefferson did the same thing last year. He'll play. He'll play.
Awesome. All right. Without,
I'm ready
yeah,
for
I think
next
we'll
week, me being defeated.
Yeah, we will revisit this. First thing we talk about next week, I think, will
Yeah,
be Jamar Chase. I'm going to
yeah.
write it down. Thanks
Hopefully,
for
because he's
joining me,
got 40
Brad.
points.
No way.
No
No
way.
way.
No way.
All
All right, man.
right, awesome. Go well, guys. See ya.